Welcome to the McAllister Report. We join John McAllister, top football evaluator, as he shares wisdom and interviews coaches and athletes from around the country. Enjoy today's podcast.
This is John McAllister, and I'd like to welcome you to the John McAllister Report. Today, my guest is from West Muskingum High School, and Rashid SeSay he's an athlete, wide receiver, defensive back, quarterback, running back. He's really an athlete in a smaller school at West Muskingum. But one thing he does is have really good speed. He finished 8th in the 60-meter indoor at the state track meet last weekend. And he's run a 10.9 100 meters as a sophomore last year. So Rashid has speed. He can run. He's 5'11", 190. He's tough. I'm looking forward to talking to him today, just to pick his brain about what he likes about football, where he sees himself, how he practices, and overall, I just like to talk to him. Coming from a small school, he needs a lot of media attention to get his name out there. But he is a Division I prospect for sure. Division I for sure. So if you sit back and enjoy my conversation with Rashid SeSay from West Muskingum High School. My guest today is Rashid SeSay from West Muskingum, down in Muskingum County. I think the biggest town is this town around there.
Yeah, Zanesville. Yeah,
Zanesville. So we know where you are then. That's really good. Okay, let's talk about. You're a 3-sport guy. Or 2 sports, I think: track and indoor track and football. You just finished the indoor season. Tell me how you did.
So I got all Ohio and the 60-meter, placed 8th. I was projected to get 13th, but I placed 8th out of like 27, 30 guys. That was a pretty big achievement, but looking to get even better next year and as well as the following outdoor season.
Okay, that's really good. Now, tell me, you ran what, a 7.9 or something, or what was your best time?
I ran 7:07 in the 60, and in the 100 last year I ran 10.97. But definitely looking to, be a lot better this year.
10.9. You were a sophomore last year, right?
Yeah.
Now, the importance of that indoor 60 was that regardless of competition, right? You ran against everybody, right? Big school, small school.
Yes, I did.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Division I schools, Division II, 3. Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good, Rashid. Okay, let's talk about football. Let's talk about football. Why football? What got you into football?
I've loved football since I was little kid. I didn't start playing football until I was 10. But I always wanted to play football. I just always loved. I think it's the action. The actions show how much I love the game. I've just always been a football guy. Always been around it.
Good. That's really good. Anybody along the line that's kind of pushed you with football and not pushed you in a bad way, encouraged you, things like that?
Absolutely. My mom, the Fowlers, the Fowler family that I lived with, my coaches for sure, my other loved ones, they've all pushed me and, given me good advice to lead me forward. So absolutely. I have a great supporting cast.
What do you think are the keys to your success right now in football?
I think the keys are just the actions, as in, just practicing every day, working every day, taking the extra step, I think also, Coach Brownrick and his coaching staff has really changed the culture here at West. So that's really also, I think, boosted me even more as an athlete and a student as well.
Okay. Speaking of students, how are your grades?
All A's, all A's, 1B.
All A's and 1B? Well,
All
that's
A's, 1B.
really good. When I was in high school, I graduated with a 3.9. That was a
Oh,
total over 4 years, though. Like I had a 3 point and a 1 point. No, I'm just joking around with you. Okay. You know, you might not understand this, but what are words you live by? I have sayings. When I was a coach, I had sayings. I taught English. I had poster sayings. What are some words that you live by?
well, a quote that I live, I can tell you a quote that I, am starting to live by is, don't go for silver when you were meant to be gold. Um,
Okay.
and I would say words that I live by.
No, that's good, by the way. Your
Yeah,
quote there is good. What are
yeah.
words you live by then?
I would say loyalty. I live by loyalty. Um, and I would say determination,
Okay.
because you have to be, the way where I want to be in my future, it takes total determination and, laser focus. So I'd say I live by determination.
Good. Drive, determination. Okay. I have three silly questions that I always ask. The first one is, well, if
All right.
you could trade places with somebody for one day, anybody, one day, anybody, who would it be and why?
If I could be at a place with anybody for a day,
Yeah. Exchange places.
uh, it
Whoop,
would have
you want to come back to it?
Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Saquon
Okay.
Barkley for sure.
That's really
I'm a
good.
Giants guy.
You're a
Yep.
Giants guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk
So
about football then. What are your strengths
yeah.
as a wide receiver? What are your strengths?
Definitely my speed. I would say are my strength is one of my strengths. Uh, Good hands. I say I have decent hands. And I would say my ability to think what I'm doing before I do it. The ability to, know what I need to do to get open on this certain coverage on this certain route. I'd say.
And that's really good. And the other thing is to be able to adjust to the route. If
Yes.
something happens, that takes a lot of work, but you'll have to do it in college. If they're three deep and you come out and you're going to run a deep pattern, well, you may want to cut it off short because there
Yeah.
shouldn't be anybody underneath to help you or help them.
Yeah.
Just little things. Okay, what about
Yeah.
blocking? How important is blocking?
Oh, I mean, it's very important. Our receivers coach, Coach Durfee, has established that, good teams, you're playing a good team when their receivers block.
I think you have all those qualities as a receiver. I think a couple things that if is when a lot of times you're trying to bounce it to the outside and use your speed. Use your speed because go right up in, and you do a pretty good job. Although you're letting guys catch you near the goal line, I don't think that's good because that's a touchdown. You got to get there but I use your
Yeah.
speed more.
Mhm.
And I think the other thing, once I watched your highlights, you're going up the sidelines. Well, put it in fifth gear instead of trying to cut it back inside, because you got a
Oh, yeah.
better chance of beating that guy straight on. I mean, you got to burst. You got to get a burst. I think you do a good job. But as I told you earlier, I like you as a defensive back, and because you
Yeah.
do. I told you that earlier, so I'm going to get it on camera here. But I just think
Yeah.
that I plus I think you have the toughness, and you got. But anyway, those things to think about. Okay, what do you need to improve on?
Uh, I would say I need to improve on. I think I need to improve on this season endurance. I was out last year. I was out about 5 games,
Really?
and I came back and it took me a little while to get back into it. I think I need to fix, like you said, using my speed more, using my tools more that I have. I think I need to, work on that for sure. Um, just getting better in general. There's always something to fix. You know what I'm saying? There's always something to fix and always something.
That's really good.
So
It's really good, Rashid. You can't ever get too fast.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You can't get too fast,
yeah,
and you can't get too aggressive. I think
yeah.
that's one thing that a lot of times receivers don't understand that. Okay, let's go. I have another silly question.
Okay.
What talent would you like to have, but you don't have, and you'll never be able to get it?
The singing.
You're good. So apparently you can't sing very well because you didn't think very long on that.
Yeah,
Huh?
singing. I wish I
Okay. You don't think you'll ever be a singer then? Okay. Okay. Looking back, you're going into your senior year. What would you tell a freshman coming out or sophomore this year? What would you tell them? Probably, let's go with a sophomore because, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them? First day of camp.
For 100%. I would tell them it's not even close. I would tell them enjoy the moment, take it in. You might think this sucks and you might really want to get out of this now, but it's going to go by fast and it's going to come and it's going to be and you're going to miss it. You're going to miss those days that sucked, but you're going to miss them with your brothers, being with your brothers. And it truly goes by so fast. It's so real and crazy how, I'm almost done with my junior year. So I would tell them just take the moment and just be in the moment and enjoy it. Even the days that suck, just enjoy it.
That's really good. I totally agree. That's with life in general sometimes. Okay.
Absolutely.
What's the best thing about playing football? The top thing.
Honestly, the tough thing is just the relationships you build, the chemistry you build with the guys you're with, and it's in football. I'm telling you, football brings anybody together. You can not know this person at all. You could not really like this person at all, and and like football just brings you together as a family, and it's just different. I think football is the best sport when it comes to that. I think football's the most. I think it's different from every other sport, because you're going through hell with your brothers and you're doing it with them, and that builds the chemistry and the bond. So I think that's my favorite
Really
thing.
good. They're going to have to hire you to sell high school football, man. You do a great job. That's so true. And I think then when you win, that just makes it all the best.
Absolutely.
They can tell you all about winning and losing and stuff, but there's a huge difference between winning and losing.
There is.
I go to games and that team that wins, their coaches are a lot more happy than the team that loses. Trust me.
Yeah.
And now you finished the race the last week and you finished 8th, I think you said, but you beat 21 other people. And that is a you and me situation. It's just you, man.
Yeah.
It's just you coming out of those blocks so fast. I'm an old track coach, but just a few more questions. Energy is so important, Rashid. Energy. I have energy. I have energy to do this. And whenever you compete, you have energy. What kind of energy will you bring to the team?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Bring to football.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think the energy that I'm especially going to have to bring this year, as to lead my team in the right direction is just I think it's more attitude, not even energy for me. It's attitude, bringing a positive attitude, a good attitude to the plate every day, no matter what happens, even if that's putting on a face one day if I'm not feeling it. I think when the team looks up to your leader, if they have a positive attitude, if they have energy, if they're rolling, everyone, you're going to bring guys with you, and they're going to start rolling, and then it's just a contagious effect. So I think what I need to do is just bring positive energy to the table every day, no matter what, this year, to make my
That's
guys better.
energy, by the way. That's
Yeah,
energy. I mean,
yeah,
you said, well, it's not. Yes, it is, and that's huge energy. I'm not talking about energy to run a fast 100
yeah.
or 200. I'm talking about energy, and that
Okay,
kind of energy is so. You answered the question, and you
okay.
didn't know it. No, no, that energy that you bring the motor, to drive. That's really huge, by the way. Okay, you're going to be a senior. Has there ever been a time that the light came on, the switch came on, and said, "I got to get my button. I got to step it up. I got to get after it. I stink, and I got to get tougher." Is there a time like that?
Absolutely. You know, and that was my whole season, my whole junior season, right the week before week one, um, got, hurt my ankle pretty bad, high ankle sprain. Ankles are rough, man. And I was out. I pretty much didn't play at all for the first 4 weeks of the season. And week, the first 3 weeks of the season, week four, I came back and I only played defense and I didn't have a good game and I wasn't 100%, but I felt like I was obligated to, get out there as soon as I possibly
Right.
could. And I didn't perform well. And after that game, I really looked at myself and I said, man, I gotta step up. I'm a junior. I'm a captain on this team. I need to contribute and help my guys out. Because we lost that following game. And I think after that, it flipped a switch in me, of urgency and just the will to just go. And after that, at each week I progressively got better and better and better, and my ankle was feeling better and better, healing. So and then it led it up to the playoffs where I was performing my best. So um,
That sounds
I
really
would
good.
say absolutely my whole junior season.
Now that, and there may even be a time this year where things are
Yeah.
just going. Okay, if the D1 schools are looking at me, I better step it up. I
Yes,
better play
absolutely.
hard every play. I better be the best I can be because, as you know, somebody's always watching, and as
Yep.
you know, video doesn't lie. So college coaches, I think kids know this, but they watch full game tapes through Huddle. I mean, you get their highlight, and it warms their appetite or gets rid of their appetite, but they will also watch all the games. So you can't, a guy like you can't let down. And I don't think the
Yeah.
good guys do that. I don't think the great players let down. What's your best? I'm going to recruit you. Okay. I'm going to go down to Zanesville. I'm going to go down to this country school with this country kid, small school. I'm going to recruit you. What's your best character quality?
I think my best character quality is humbleness, and I think I think I try to be as humble as I can, and I think my best quality trait is just being a good teammate, being kind, being welcoming. Uh, I think those are important in football. No one wants these guys
Best
chose me as a leader for a
quality.
reason.
Best quality, Rashid. What's your one quality? That's the very first thing you said will get you farther than any place. What'd you say? Humble. Be humble.
Humble.
Be humble.
Yeah.
Know you're good. Know you're good, but be humble. Because and be
Yeah.
confident, but be humble. We talked about different things. Let's go. Playing in a smaller school and rural kind of school is tough to get recruited. If you don't know that, you're blind right now because it is tough. So
It is
that
tough.
chip on your shoulder has got to be it's got to be a stone. It's got to be it can't be a cement block because it'll get you in trouble. But it's got to be a little brick. You got to have that, I think. Do you have that? What's gonna make you get recruited?
I think what's going to get me recruited is uh, just me just flat out working harder than these other guys. I have the tools, I have the talent, but it but hard work beats talent. That's what they say, and I think I can control how hard I work and my effort. So I think me having outstanding effort that can't match anyone else's. I think that's what's going to get me recruited at the end of the day, and that's what will really help my ceiling.
I totally believe that. Okay.
Yep.
I really appreciate you being on my podcast. Okay. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay.